This is the third video to section 3.7, and we're on page 30 in our note packet. In number 10, we're told that this function is 1-to-1. We're asked to find the equation of the inverse and then state the domain and range for both the functions and the inverse. Following our 4 steps from the previous page, we'll first write our function in terms of y. This was step 1. And then we'll exchange the x and the y. And once we do this, remember we have to solve for y. So first, to get y plus 4 out of the denominator, let's multiply both sides by y plus 4. So we'll get this. And let's recall that when we solve for y, this is step 3 from the previous page. Let's go ahead and distribute this x. And let's get both of our y's together on one side of the equal sign. So we're going to bring the 2y over to the left side, and we'll bring the 4x over to the right side. From here, we'll factor out the y value. And then we'll divide both sides by x minus 2. And our very last step is to write this in our inverse notation. Now, we're asked to find the domain of the function and the domain of the inverse function. For our actual function, keep in mind here that our denominator could not be -4. So we'll write the domain is all real numbers but -4. Now, for the domain of our inverse, notice that x cannot equal 2. So we'll go ahead and write the domain of our inverse, and we'll get this. Now, the nice thing about finding the range is that if we're looking for the range of our function, the range of our function is the domain of our inverse, except we're going to substitute y values instead of x values here, like that. And the same is true about the range of our inverse. The range of our inverse is going to be the same as the domain of our function, except we're going to be using y values instead. And so we'll have this for number 10. In number 11, we're first asked to show that 4 minus x squared is not 1-to-1. So I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to graph this and show that it's going to fail the horizontal line test. So when I plot this, I'll have a parabola, and we can show that this fails the horizontal line test because it touches the graph in more than one place. So it is not 1-to-1. Next, though, we're asked to find an interval on which part of its graph is 1-to-1. So maybe the whole function isn't 1-to-1, but on a certain interval, it is 1-to-1. So let's do this. We can see when x is greater than or equal to 0, that 4 minus x squared is 1-to-1. So let's restrict our domain to x being greater than or equal to 0, and let's do our 4-step process again to find the inverse. So first we're going to put in y, but let's remember x has to be greater than or equal to 0. Next, we're going to exchange our x and our y, but now let's keep in mind that y has to be greater than or equal to 0. Let's go ahead and subtract 4 from both sides. and then divide both sides by -1. Now, let's keep in mind here, though, that y has to be greater than 0 through all of this. Let's take the square root of both sides. So, we're going to go ahead and disregard our negative in front of the square root sign here because we only want y to be greater than or equal to 0. And then for our very, very last step, plug in your inverse notation instead. And that's the end of the third video to section 3.7.